Hello, good evening. How are we on this fine, beautiful Tuesday evening? You think it was Halloween the way I was getting on there, wouldn't you? Well, hope you're all well. Don't forget now, you must comment for me to give you a mention in the roll call. Hiding in the background's not good enough. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these off because I actually don't need them at the moment. So I can take these off tonight. So over on YouTube, our Killian's there doing Bouncer. I think he's on his own at the minute, so he is. But we'll see what happens as the night goes on. But the Chatterhouse is busy here on Facebook. So don't forget, folks, you must say hello for me to say hello to you. If you want to stay in the background, that's fine. You know, it's entirely up to yourself. But it would be nice to say hello, and I will say hello back. I am very Halloween tonight. Right, let's see who's in through the door. Let's go back to the very beginning. Do you know something? I haven't done this for a long, long time as myself, so I'm going to do this. Good evening, good evening. We'll dance the whole night through. Good evening to you. Pint of lager and a packet of crisps. Evening. We'll dance the whole night through. Good evening to you. Right, Logan, you're not on the night. Okay, let's see who's in. Straight through the door is our Jackie McFarland. Good evening, everyone. As if one day I should become a singer with a Spanish bum who sings for women of great virtue. Miss Chatterhouse herself, our Michelle McGrogan's through the door. Evening all, welcome along. Now there's loads of names here watching, but there's a few people haven't commented, so I'm going to go to the people who commented. John McMaster, Auntie Lillian's honorary nephew, is in tonight. Nice to see you, John, who is now one of our admins of the group as well, so he can buck you out. Phyllis Morris is in. Nice to see her, Phyllis there. Our Sam's in. I was having a wee chat with our Sam on Saturday. We were up getting our food job. And I'm down tonight, so I've been all right so far, but tonight I am suffering. Right, who else? Oh, I see an international visitor peeking in there. I wonder if she's going to say hello. She's just back, so she is. So I wonder if she's going to say hello. I hope she does. Sam says, before anyone asks, I'm in my bedroom, not in the bog. And Jackie says, hello, Stuart. Now, there is a couple other people juking in there, but they haven't said hello. One of them is just back from an international trip, so I wonder if she's going to say hello. She did indeed. She did indeed. Welcome back. Welcome back, our Mini Diamond. Oh, excuse us, she's changed it. Hold on. Mini M Diamond CBE now. Welcome back, Minnie from Turkey. Nice to see you, love. I got our Minnie's back. I've missed our Minnie. David Thompson's in. Nice to see you, David. Sarah Simpson is in tonight. Good evening, Stuart and everyone. Sam Davison is in. There's somebody else chicken in there too, but I will not comment until see if he comments back. Jackie McFarland says, okay, Sam, I hope you're well. He's just talking to Sam. Sam says, I'm okay, sure. Sam, it's just hit me the night, love, so it has. And Sam says, I'm good, Jara. Minnie says, she's back. The one and only is back. Our Minnie Diamond is back. And she was only back one day after staying a day in her bed after being knackered. And what did she do the next day? She went out and started buying Christmas decorations. That's her, Minnie. Minnie, don't be buying Christmas decorations yet, please. She's out buying her tinsel on her fur. So it's nice to see our Minnie back. It's lovely to see her back. I have missed her. I know it's hard for her to communicate when she was over in Turkey, Yorkie. Well, there's our... Here's Andy Onions number 4. Oh, just it's all been updated. Just all colourful. Right? Tim for Lifeson. Good evening, Stuart. Good evening, Tim. Nice to see you. I'll not call you Timothy because you'll be in Mary says, no, I was still in bed when I was buying All right, many of you were online shopping. You were online shopping. It's nice to have you back, man. I'm sure you're glad to be back. Well, I know it's nice being away and all, and working away, and it seems glamorous, you know, when you're away. But I know your work's very, very hard, and you don't stop. And I know the weather's been up and down over there too. So it's lovely to have you back. Well, back in England anyway. Right. Okay, folks, just before I start tonight, I'm not going to bore you tonight with a raffle. I'm just going to mention the tickets are still on sale, £2 for tickets. All the prizes are listed in the group somewhere. I think they're up in the featured page of the group. So it is. He says, "Oh, she says I'm glad to be back." And Sam says, "Many diamonds, you need to be spanked ban Christmas stuff." We haven't even had Halloween yet. I want to start right. Tim says that William call me Timmy. You can call me sir. Timmy, I'm not on you TikTok and I think I beat you round the bake. Right, okay. By the way, William was in on her Sunday service on Sunday night. And there were 67 people. It fluctuated between 50 and 67 people on Sunday night. She was blew away, literally. Many times laughing. 67 friggin' people. She couldn't believe it. Right. Okay. So as I say, raffle tickets are still on sale. They're £2. You have got a week and 3 days, because the last date for purchase will be not this Thursday, but next. As the raffle, the raffle is the Friday, the 24th of October, live and exclusive with me. I'm in our Michelle McGrogan there, my glamorous assistant. So make sure you're in for that. And there's such wonderful prizes, and we had a couple more added on there. We had a voucher there for Michelangelo's Pizza Place, and we also had a crock pot added on, slow cooker. So that's a camera, a mobile phone, a crock pot, a bloody air fryer. We have everything, you know, and vouchers. So the list is on the featured part of the group, I think, unless it's been moved. Tim says, hallelujah, hallelujah. Good evening to everyone. Oh, Tim says, good evening to everybody in the chatter house. Our Timothy doesn't have Facebook. He's fear anybody seeing him. Why don't you, Tim? Right, okay. As you can hear, I'm choking. Right. Tonight, we're going back in time. And what we're going to be doing is, as you've seen by the title of tonight's subject, tonight we are talking about our teenage life and back at school. So basically what we're going to do is, we're going to have a wee look at our primary school days and maybe our secondary school days. And I have a few examples of things of our school days to bring up on the computer. Now, there is also coming soon photographs of some of our members when they were teenagers. But I will bring some of them up the first half. The second half, I'm going to have a wee break. So, because this studio only takes up to 10 photographs at a time, so I'm going to have to delete some to download more. So I'll be taking a 5-minute break and then coming back to show you some more photographs. When I tell you something, I was fixing them today and I was having some laugh. I was having some laugh, let me tell you. So what we're going to do is, then when we get to the photographs of the members when they were teenagers, we're going to try to guess who they are. John McMaster says, are you putting up of chalk and slate for you and Lillian? We didn't have slate in our day. In our day, we actually had a blackboard, but they don't apparently have those things anymore. They have whiteboards now. And John, you've just reminded me something. There was actually a photograph I was actually going to download a photograph. And I might do it on the second half because I forgot to do it, of something that we used to see quite regularly. Who's that? Who's that? There's Mix Kixon. Hello, Mix. Nice. Who's Mix Kix? Who's Mix Kix? Nice to see you, Mix Kix. We're talking about our school days. Who's Mix Kix? Oh, Michael, have you changed your name, dear? Very fancy. I thought maybe you're one of the new subscribers because the Chatter House has had a lot of new subscribers because I've been doing music reactions and all during the day. So there's a lot of new people. And I actually have a story to tell you later on. Sam says, I'm glad you don't have any in me. You didn't send any in. Michael says, I don't know why I changed. How did I, Michael? It must be bringing up your username, Michael, instead, because this studio has had a big update. Because when do you see when they bring the comments up? It's bringing them up all fancy. Look at that there now. Oh, look at that there. You're an Arsenal fan, Michael. You're an Arsenal fan, dear. We can actually see a photograph of an Arsenal. I was going to say, an Arsenal emblem there. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't know about anything about football. So there we are, Michael. Our Michael supports Arsenal. Tim for Life says, he's already turned around and said, Tim, that he's not in the toilet, but Tim has just turned around and said, Sam's pic is of him on the golden toilet. And Michael says, yes, you can forgive me. Minnie says, there was no camera back when I was in school. But Minnie, we're actually going to... Minnie says, there's no camera. It actually just dawned on what you meant. No mobile phones when I was in school, Minnie. Oh, no, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Right, so what I'm going to do is, as I talk, I'm going to bring some photographs up. So basically, I am going to teach you Stuart's lesson. This is going to be Stuart's lesson of the day. And I'm taking you into the classroom, and I have a ruler in my somewhere, and if anybody misbehaves, you get a with the ruler. And if you really misbehave, you will get the blackboard duster through at you. So let's do that for the start. Who all had the blackboard dusters thrown at them? I can some pics of Sam, Phil says. So did anybody have the blackboard duster ever thrown at them to make them behave? Because that used to happen to me quite regular. I don't know, what's he saying now? When Lillian and Stuart was at school, Fred Flintstone was the prefect. Michael, Tim, would tell you something. You're saying that. Minnie says me. So did I, Minnie. Not young ones, fellas. Anybody else get the blackboard duster through at them? How am I going to sit here talking to myself all night? Fellas says me all the time. So did I, fellas. Johnny said, Johnny Coons in evening. Oh, sorry, duster. Sam says yes, he did as well. I did it all the time. I was awful at school. I was so misbehaved. I just didn't want to be there. School just didn't interest me, even from primary school whatsoever. So we went in the morning to our primary school. Minnie says, and I was always outside Sister Catherine's office. You're always in trouble, Minnie. I was in the convent school, so she was. You wanted to go for the sisterhood, but she says no. And Kelly says I did all the time as well. Sister Minnie. She's going to be at me when she says me. Right, so we go in the morning. We go in the morning. We have our assembly. So if you remember assembly, we have assembly every friggin' day. So it is, light up the fire, let the flame burn, open the door, let Jesus return, and all that. Alan had my shoes taken off, mate, because I kicked someone. I had them off all day. He says, David Thompson says yes all the time, especially the duster and the chalk. Johnny Gahan says I only got put out of class and had to face the wall. And when the teacher went back in for a walk around the school, lovely. He was put out and he went for a dander around the school. Michael said to tell me you right back in. Lovely. No, I was desperate. No, that's what I say. You used to get that every day. Light up the fire, let the flame burn. And then deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. Plunge right in, lose your sin, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. Had that first. Johnny says it was whiteboards when I was at school, it was blackboards when I was at school. Lisa Hunter's in. Evening, Lisa. That is Cheesecake My Day. Nice to see you. Okay, nice to see you, Lisa. Nice to see you pop in, love. So, we had our morning lesson, whatever it might be. We might have had a wee bit of arithmetic. We might have had a wee bit of reading books. In our day, it was Janet and John. Through the Garden Gate. Brave and Bold. All them reading books in primary school were a nightmare. And then we had a break. Michael's laughing. And then we had a break. And then we had this. Does anybody remember this? Does anybody remember that? Does anybody remember this? Now, I know some of you are younger and you might not. But who remembers this? Michael says, oh my God, the memories. And Killian says, I do. Sam says, milk, yes. Johnny Cahoon says, Mrs. Campbell shouting up the school, Jonathan, get back in here now. Fella says, yes. Minnie says, oh my God, yes, it was warm. Yes, Minnie, that's a very, very good point. That's a very good point. Tim says here, Lillian remembers that she started shoplifting early. She's taking home for tea. She's all colours are flying now. Jackie says yes. David Thompson says yes, definitely. But the thing about it, Minnie said, Tracy said no, it's our Tracy in. She said no. John McMaster says it's weird milk and a packet of cookies. I was going to swear there. What freaking school did you go to? You were lucky to get the milk. It could be frozen as well. That's right, Jackie. Michelle says me, and it put me off milk for life. And Johnny Cahoon says used to be my free juice on the way home, a night out from the milkman. Do you remember that milkman juice? It was lovely. And Michael says, I knew this would start everybody talking tonight. It was P1 and P2 with milk. Well, do you remember this happened? Do you remember this happened? the bottles went and these appeared. Does anybody remember these? Does anybody remember these? You can't get the friggin' things open. They were a nightmare. They were a nightmare. You were like us. Trying to get the bloody things open. That's a laugh at myself here. Johnny says primary school milk, and John McMaster says he remembers him. He got cookies with his milk. Just you're very posh, John. We're lucky to get the milk. Sam says no, don't remember. They replaced the bottles, Sam. They took the bottles away for the environment, and they brought these out. And the problem was you couldn't get the friggin' open. Tim says it took you 10 hours to get into that. Yes, but Minnie Diamond and all said a very good point. When you got your milk, it was warm. But the reason why it was warm, it was arriving about 6 o'clock in the morning before the school opened. And they were bringing it in. And you don't remember what the heat was like in school. So that's why the friggin' milk was roast. It's rotten. Does anyone remember when it snowed? Does anyone remember when it snowed? When the milk used to come out the top of the bottle? Does anyone remember that? And all the birds used to eat it? Michael says it was mid to late 80s primary school. Do they not do this anymore? Obviously they don't. I think it's just water bottles now in schools, isn't it? I think it's just what they just bring water into school now. Because he used to say milk was a good source of calcium and all, but I think they stopped it. Johnny Cahoon says, time you got it open, no bloody milk was there because it went everywhere. That's right. That's right. Absolutely. No, No, it was they were hard to get into. They were hard to get into. Uh, Michael says, did Thatcher stop it? I honestly don't know. I must actually look into that and have a wee bit of a joke. Right. So we've had our milk. Can I even remember? Did we have our milk? And then we were allowed out to play, or we were allowed out to play, and then we had our milk. No, I think we were allowed out to play. I think we had our milk, and then we were allowed out to play. Because you had to go for a pish. That's stupid. Tim says in the school now it's quarter bottle lovely. Johnny Cahoon says only water allowed in school. Only water allowed in schools now. No juice or nothing. And Sam says 50 years ago, sure. Well, I'm 54. That's that would be right, Sam. Desperate. Thank you, Sam, just for sharing my age to everybody there, dear. I love you too. Right, so we went out to play. And when we went out to play, the boys played football in my day. Yes, David said there was a tuck shop as well. That's correct, David. Used to go up to your 5p and 10p to see what you could get. And then we had the boys played football. The girls played hopscotch. Then there was rounders as well. And then what else was there? Rounders was maybe an older thing, was it? Was there something called Kiss Catch? That's an R story. And then there was all different types of games used to play. So there was at the break. In our day, when we shared 21 with a lot of experience, Tim, thank you, dear. I remember we only used to get about 15 minutes. 15 minutes for a break. What? John McMaster says girls were skipping in my school. Oh, do you remember that? Swing, swing. Swing a doggy pepper, swing. Hi, go. Swing a doggy pepper. I heard Michelle McGrogan was very good at that. You good at that, Michelle? We been skipping there. Logan, you're not on tonight. I heard you were good at skipping, Michelle. We been hopscotch. Sam says I was fat and lazy and hated exercise. So was I. Sam, I just hated the sight of it. But that's another story when I get into secondary school. And it actually gets a wee bit serious when I get into secondary school. I shall share with you, though. Michelle says I knew our Michelle likes things like that. Oh, our Michelle was in the middle of it. That's when she wasn't driving tractors. That's when she wasn't driving tractors around the fields, right, Michelle? I'm not joking. Our Michelle used to drive a tractor. Oh, our Michelle could drive a tractor there. That's why she drives the coach on our coach trips. Tim Blythe says Gillian was good at skipping too. That's when she was shot. That's when she shot that. Tim, you're fascinated with that. Right, so then we went back in and we had our lessons. Now, I don't know if anybody had this in school or not. Did any in your day, did anybody have singing together? Did anybody have singing? Now, I know some of you are younger. Did any of you have singing together? Come do it, my Michelle, Sam says. Lovely. Does anyone remember singing together? You used to get a wee book. You used to get a book. As McGrath used to say, you used to listen to the wireless. It was a big brown wooden wireless, and they used to sing the song, and then you had to copy the song, and then you had to sing. You used to be la cucaracha, la cucaracha. I remember that. Am I talking to myself? The only thing I could do was sing. Sam, did they have singing together at your school? Williams, my girl, Stuart, I have the juicy details. Lovely. Everybody's sitting going, what the hell's singing together? Michelle says, what, skip or drive a tractor? I would give both a good go. That's it, our Michelle, you tell her son, dear. So don't you remember singing together? Just, I must be old. I must be old. Right. So the next thing is, when we come out, it's lunch. Well, Sam says singing, yes, Stuart. Thank you, Sam. At least you're participating. Thank you. Killian says, I never did music in school. Did you not even do it in secondary school, Killian? No? We did recorder. My name is Richard and I play a recorder. That's another story. Right. So we had our morning lessons. We had our morning lessons and then it was lunchtime. And in my day, I had school dinners. Now, compared to now, then you had dinner tickets. Now, this is awful, but I'm going to say. When I was at school, the people who paid for their dinners had a different colour of ticket to the children who got free dinners. And looking back on it, it was an absolute disgrace because the poor children who got free dinners, not laughing, I don't mean to laugh, were persecuted, absolutely persecuted because they got free dinners. In our school, the dinner tickets were white and purple. The white ones when you paid for your ticket, and the purple ones were free dinners. And the kids who had the purple tickets were persecuted. And it was really, really unfair. Scully says no, he didn't have music in school. John Master says I only had dinner ticket for a Friday because they only done chips on a Friday. Well, John, our school, my primary school didn't do chips. No. Because our school dinners came from a different school and they were brought in. And then I think it was about a year before I left, they did chips one day, just everybody thought it was their birthday. So, does anybody remember these? Michael says, and the kids had to sort that out sometimes themselves with the teachers. Yes, Michael, was disgusting. Lillian had both tickets, so she stole them. Right, here we go. He's ready. Does anybody remember these? Does anybody know what these are? I'm not just guess what they are. Does anybody know what these are? Anyway, we'll guess. I'll let you think about it for a minute because I know there's a delay. John's Buchan, he's a very funny eater. Anybody hazard a guess what these are? Tim got it right. Well, Jackie says crispy pancakes. You weren't far off. And Michelle got it close as well. They're actually spam fritters and spam pasties. I suppose it's the same thing. Michael says to Luke, yum. Just make a easily, please. Spam fritters. Colleen hasn't a clue. Colleen, don't you watch this? You'll poke. Spam fritters was a big popular thing back in the day when I went to school. You got these during the week, and you got fish on a Friday. You always got fish on a Friday. Spam fritters. But you know something, folks, to be quite honest with you, and this is what I don't like now. Tim's poking. Tim is poking. You know, when I got my school dinners, I always looked forward to the dessert. And I'll talk about those in a minute. Sam Davis says, not in my school. This is primary school. Secondary school, I'll tell you, I didn't have school dinners. I had packed lunch. And it even got worse with packed lunch. I still do something similar even now, Michelle, no. Michael says, get it into you while you're young. No, I couldn't eat them. I'd poke. But I'm going to be honest with you, when I went to secondary school, I got a wee bit of a fussy eater, and I wouldn't eat school dinners, so I had to have a lunch. I'm going to yawn here. Excuse me. So, I used to get a packed lunch, and we used to have them things. My mum used to give me them things. Does anybody remember them? I have no pictures of them. Does anybody remember them salmon? I can't remember much about school dinner. Tracy says, don't blame you, Tracy. You probably were traumatized, love, and it's been put to the back of your mind. Does anybody remember crab paste and prawn paste, beef paste, chicken paste. Oh, Jesus Christ. And my mum always put it on with butter. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Michael says, can we talk about lunch swapsies with juice and swapping crisps? Talk about whatever you want, Michael. That's what the Charter House is all about. Tim's poking again, so he is. Jackie says she remembers it. Oh, Jackie, they were rotten. Oh, they were absolutely stinking. So they were. Do you know what I used to laugh at? I used to see when I got older, when I was in secondary school. Sam poking as well. I remember there was kids, used to bring their flasks, and thought they were fancy. Must bring a fucking flask into school, sorry for cursing. And used to have their pot noodles, The thing about it was, the water in the flask wasn't hot enough. It wasn't hot enough to do the pot noodle, and they're sitting crunching away with a fork, trying to dissolve. And that's how you look at lukewarm water. Michelle says, I love them on toast, especially the chicken paste. Oh, no, Michelle. I used to like even pate on toast. Can't eat that now either. And Jackie says I don't mind them and a bit of nutty crust. So you can't beat a bit of nutty crust there, Jackie. Jackie. Michael says I remember a fella brought his own bottles of red sauce to dinners. Oh my God, Michael. He was spoilt, Michael. He was spoilt. Sam Davison says he only ate tomato sandwiches. Sam, I would throw my ring right around me because that is one thing I don't like. Because the sandwiches were made that morning and they were tomato. The time you got the sandwiches, they were mushy. But this leads me on to my next point. In those days, at least you got a plate for your dinner. Now, if you have dinners in school, they're serving it on something like this. Tim says, does everyone... I'm going to be actually getting that in a wee minute now. So, Tim says, does everyone remember semolina or rice with the big double pajama? Yes. Sam says, love tomatoes. Does anybody remember tapioca? Does anybody remember tapioca? And Michael says yellow cake and custard. I'm actually going to show you a dessert in a minute. Does anybody remember tapioca frog spawn? Yes. Sam says yes, yum yum. Yes, Sam, there's something wrong with you. Right, okay. So, as I say, in those days, you got your dinner on a plate. This is what they are giving you. Tim's broken. Jackie says tomatoes and brown sauce sandwich. Sam, well, yes, Sprog. Sam, I look very carefully what you're typing there, love, because that looks like something else. Right, here we go. So, Michelle's broken. So in those days, you got a proper plate. Now you're getting friggin' this. Now you're getting this for your you're getting your dinner put in that. Honest to God. Before my time, Tracy said, Tracy, what age are you? I don't want you to share in the group. Sam says, spelt wrong, Stuart. That's all right, Sam, but I know what you meant. It's funny anyway. So now they're serving the dinners in this. Imagine getting your dinner now. I'm stuck. God, you think we're prisoner cell block H? You wait for B. Smith to walk in, dear Lizzie. I actually have some in the cupboard that nobody sees and everything's all through in. I never used them. I went on for months and months and months delay. I want segment. I don't even know what you call them. Segment plates. Got them. Never used them. I didn't even use them for the nut tasting for Dirty Dot there the other night. No. Never used them. Would you eat your dinner on that? Do you know what it reminds me of? Does anybody remember the TV dinners you used to buy? I don't mean RY. Casey says so halves. I don't mean RY. Does anyone remember TV dinners you used to buy? You threw them in the microwave. You had your cabbage, your potatoes are all in different sections, your meat, and something else. My granny used to buy them from my granda. God help, that's all he got. Oh, I couldn't be annoyed making it dinner tonight. My granddad's sitting with his tongue hanging out, and that's all he got. They actually still sell them because I was actually down in Home Bargains there the other week, and yes, they were fruit rotten. I know, Jackie, they actually still sell them in Home Bargains. Tim says Lillian used them in the gal when she was in months detention. Did you see the video she put up this morning, Tim? Pissed herself back age. Sam says they were broke. Well, they're still selling them, and apparently they're very, very popular, the TV dinners. And I don't mean our well, Right, so let's move on to the next one. So we've managed to get through our dinner, right? And then we got this. Tim says, yes, I did. Oh, I the video. Vinny said he couldn't breathe because it was the grill in the oven. Right, hold on now. What about this? So then we moved on to dessert, and there you go. There's the classic dessert, and this was my favorite. Timmy says, Vinny. This was my favorite, except for the pink custard now. It would have to be ordinary custard with this. This was coconut jam, sponge, and custard. We also got green jelly as well, which tasted like disinfectant. Not that I've ever tasted disinfectant, but it tasted like the smell of disinfectant, if you know what I mean. Sam said here, Sam, I didn't like the pink custard either, but I didn't like the chocolate sauce either. No. Jackie says, oh yes, you can actually buy this. Our Brownies in the Hill has this actually. You can actually buy this coconut jam sponge now because it's all back in again. It's all called the retro school cakes. You used to get cornflake cake as well. That was another one with a wee bit of jam in it. I don't remember all them. John says I preferred the pink custard. I'm sure you did there. Ah! That's desperate. Tim says he preferred the Angel Delight. I didn't like Angel Delight. No. And they have a cheek to bring a butterscotch at one night now. It's breaking rotten. No, I can't stand it. Oh, no. No. Jackie says chocolate sauce and ice cream. No, Jackie. No. Sam says yes, all the sweet stuff. You're like me, Sam. You like the sweet stuff. I don't like Angel Delight. No. So I remember Rice Krispie buns. You used to get them through at your tuna and again, like boulders. And the first year in school, they made you make them. You thought you were great because you were cooking Rice Krispie buns. Look at me, I'm cooking. Cooking Rice Krispie buns off. Desperate. So then we... Sam says I love the white custard. So did I, Sam. I just like the normal custard. So did. Or banana custard. But the problem is now I can't eat bananas. I do not know why. I just can't eat bananas. John says, I think I used to get custard and prunes too. You did, John. You did. And you used to get rice with prunes and stuck in the middle of them. And they didn't even take the friggin' stones out of them. Honest to God, they're always moaning about your teeth. David Thompson says strawberry custard. Does anybody ever remember... I'm showing my age here. Does anybody remember National Smile Week? It was for your teeth. Didn't work with me. Mine was in their cup every night. No. Does anybody remember National Smile Week? And does anybody remember Sam loved prunes? I'll make you go to the toilet, Sam. She loves prunes as well. I'll keep your eye on her. Yes, I was saying there, I forgot what I was saying. He's a puppy off. Jackie says, yes. Jackie, what did I say? I can't remember. My head's going, my head's up my arse. Tracy says, no, Tracy, you're not doing very well here, dear. What? Let's concentrate on Tracy for a minute. Our Tracy wee wees. Tracy, what do you have for your dinner in school, love? What did you have? Did you have McDonald's or something? National Smile Week, thank you. Stuart, I left school 40 years ago. I can't remember much with Sam early. I can't remember yesterday, but I can remember school. Sometimes I walk in their room and I go, what did I come in here for? National Smile Week. Does anyone remember? Tim says, I remember National Smile Week. I haven't stopped laughing since. Does anyone remember 1 calorie, Diet Pepsi can help? Or the other one? The dreaded, can't remember, Tracy says. Does anyone remember Tab? Does anyone remember Tab, sugar-free Tab? I'm going to have to curse again. It was fucking rotten. It was like Coke with water in it. You see, I think Coke Zero is very similar to Tab. I think Coke Zero is very similar. I don't like Coke Zero. No, I don't like Coke Zero. And that Tab was rotten. It was in a pink tin, and it was big and stinking. And you had to drink it at National School Week, National Smile Week, because it was sugar free. John Master says, yes, I remember Tab. Jackie says we had Tufty. Yes, Jackie, who was in the Tufty Club? Now, we'll have to be careful here because the Tufty Club was very big in Northern Ireland. Tim, did you have Tufty Club over where you are? I know you're in Scotland. Did you have Tufty Club over where you are? Michelle says she loved Tab. Michelle, there's something wrong with you. And David Thompson says he remembers the school inspector. What were you up to, David? Tracy says, yes, remember that. 10 for Life said no. Right. John Marsh says, Jackie McFarland, I was in the Tufty Club too. Stop, look, and listen. Right. Basically, the Tufty Club, for anybody who doesn't know, was a squirrel. And Tufty was there for road safety. And this is even before the Green Cross Code Man and all that there. And Tufty would have taught you about crossing the road. No, and you got a badge. Oh, you got a badge and a certificate. And see if you got your badge and certificate, you thought you were a pig in shite, let me tell you. And I bet you're telling you now, see if you had the badges and certificates now, they're worth money apparently, because the Tufty Club, people collect the stuff. People collect it. So you have any Tufty badges in the house or any certificates, apparently they're worth money. So we see. Tim says Tufty sounds nuts. We see they'll all be out hooking in their cupboards days. They'll be taking them to the Antique Roadshow. Now, here's another one that I know a lot of you won't remember. Does anybody remember Mr. Bumble? Does anybody remember Mr. Bumble or Mr. Bump? What the hell you called him? It was a clown. And he used to come into, I am going back now, and he used to come into the schools and he taught you road safety. Lillian didn't go to the Tufty Club because she was busy at the Scripture Union. Or Michelle. Michelle used to go to the Y Club. Michelle used to go to the Y Club, Arbella. Michelle used to go out with Arbella. That's my brother. By the way, you actually might see him later on. That's all I'm saying. Michelle used to go out with Arbella. Used to go to the Y Club. The guy bites their tambourine. Is that right, Michelle? Jackie doesn't remember Mr. Bumble. Mr. Bumble was a clown. And he went in the schools and he taught people about road safety. But you can't have drag queens to go in to tell stories in libraries. But don't start me. That's another story. Do you remember that, Michelle? She was at my house one night. She done a live with me one night in the group. And she told me she wore a special hat going to church. I looked at her twice and what the hell she's talking about. She's not saying that. She maybe is, maybe I don't say it because the bloody comments here and Harry don't even work. Mr. Bumble was the owner of the massage parlour I worked at. Yeah, good old times they were indeed, are, Michelle. It's hard to believe that I've known Michelle nearly. How long have I known you, Michelle? About 40 years? 40 years I've known Michelle. I would say 40 years because I'm 54. 14. Yeah, it would be. It would be. Sam's just brought up another one there that used to be in the school, the knit nurse, Nettie Nora, and the steel comb. Them with the test. Then were the days, those were those days, my friend, I thought it never end. Right, okay. I guess about 40 years I've known Michelle. I would say it would be. Because I was 14, Billy's 16, and still go to church about 40, after about, it's about 43 years I've known Michelle. Oh man, Michelle could take some. See what Michael wrote? Give Michelle a medal. Thanks, Michael. I love you too. John says, what about the wallpaper on your workbooks? Yes. Do you remember they used to be very, very poignant about that? Did you like that poignant? They used to really, really threaten you over that. You must back your books. Well, and used to be wallpaper on them. Some people put, Sam's just said newspaper. Some people put Christmas paper on them. Some people put wood chip on them. Brown paper. Some people put cling film on them. I have seen that. That lasted about a day. It's because I used to nick her fag in it. Well, Sam says the brown paper, and John McMaster says Sam Davis in the Daily Sport. That's desperate. Sam says I used to put page. Well, I used to put page 3 girls on mine. Shaggy says, Sam, page 3 girls. Oh yes, you were. You were developed then, Sam. Forgot about that. I'm being careful. Our Sam wasn't developed then. Who backed your books, Morazzle? No, Tim, we didn't. Because Lillian was on it. Michelle says, Stuart is grand. You haven't met his brother at their dad's funeral. His brother. That's right. Michelle came to my dad's funeral there on the 18th of June. My brother's married. Obviously, he's married twice, but he's married again now. And we went to my dad's funeral. My brother's sitting there with his wife. And he says, he introduced me to his wife as his first girlfriend. I didn't know where to put myself, our Michelle. I was standing officiating, you see, because I was talking to somebody else. And I turned around, and there's our Michelle, some big red face. And I knew there was something wrong, but I didn't know what the hell, because I was all traumatized as you are. And I looked around, and I knew there was something wrong, and she just trailed me outside. She says, you're Billy introduced me as his first girlfriend. I said, sure you are. She says, but not his wife. Michael says we're not all mad here. Michael, that's what it's all about. We're all here to talk. Isn't it good crack? Tracy says hated back in books. No, Tracy, because we had to do our own. Some people were spouting their parents done it for them, but we had to do our own. Jackie's laughing. Dale Thompson says wallpaper. See our Michelle's face. It was so funny. Why the red face given the... Because Michelle used to go out with my brother. Michelle was my brother's first girlfriend. And his wife, he introduced, because his wife had never met her. And he introduced Michelle as his first girlfriend to his wife. Donna's not jealous or anything. Michelle was stung. I turned around, she was like an eclipse. I was, my mad done mine. I did Kim's. We didn't get anything done for us, Tracy. We had to do it ourselves. Desperate. Go on your... Tim says, Michelle, go on yourself, Michelle. Desperate. Just imagine, Michelle could have... Same things had to worked out differently. Michelle could have been my sister-in-law. Michelle. She might have been my sister-in-law, dear. Lillian wouldn't have been her auntie. It would have been her sister. It would have been another sister-in-law. But these things happen. But it's good that everybody remains friends ever since. Right, okay. Now, where are we? Going to take a 5-minute break, right? And then I'm going to download the rest of these photographs. And what we're going to do in the second half is, Tim says, poor Michelle. What we're going to do in the second half is, please don't go anywhere because this is going to be a bit of crack. Some of the members have sent photographs in of themselves in their teenage and maybe younger lives. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring the photographs up and see if you can guess who it is. So it'll take me 5 minutes just to download the rest of the photographs. So I'll see you in 5 minutes. Go and powder your arses or whatever you have to do, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. I nearly forgot to put the sound back on there, so everybody's going to scream and scream and scream and scream. They can't hear me, but I realized quite quickly there that I had it switched off. Okay. Now, what's been going on since Tracy was I spent the only pick I have. Yes, Sam, I just got it there. That's what kept me there. I was putting it up there. I've actually put yours still up because I still haven't got enough room. I know our John's been winning the bloody fortune, that friggin' punt thing, or whatever you could punt to say it. Hairstyles, let's go, Michael says. And Tim says, I'm waiting for the bell to ring. Right, so what we're going to do is, we're going to bring them up one by one. Now, some of you did send more than one photo of yourselves. I'll try to sort of see how we go. Right, so let's see. Now, it's going to be a bit difficult because maybe some of you haven't seen the members before. So we'll bring them up first. So let me see. I'm going to choose one randomly. Here's one here to start off with. Who is now, Michelle? The people who think that it would be easy for them, it's a good sort of, not sort of, whatever. Right, here we go. Who is this? Who is that? Michelle says, no, it's completely off topic, but just seen on Facebook, Emerge Counselling. Emerge Counselling are closing their doors in December. Oh my God, that's desperate. Right, so who is this? Just guessing the decade and time will be fun. So who do you all think this is? Right, I'll give you a clue. Here's a clue. I'll give you a couple of minutes and then we'll have a guess. Guess with Stuart. Who is this? Look at the eyes. Jackie says Michelle. Michael says Tim. John McMaster's saying Carrie. Sam saying Carrie. She's actually not in tonight, but it's our my local historian. Is it our Carrie? I think I actually have another one here. Actually, I do. And here is another one of the same person. Let's probably give it away. Yes, you were right. It's our Carrie Ferguson. Do you know something? I'm going to bring this up again because I am loving the black hair. I think she was going through her goth days in this. So that is our Carrie Ferguson, my local historian. This is actually going to give some of the members who hasn't seen any of the members before a wee chance, and even though they're a wee bit younger. Right, so here Carrie is out for dinner with the mayor. Just spell forward here. I didn't get an invite. How did I not get an invite to that? I'm raging. Right, I'm just removing some of these photographs here as we go along. Right, let's go to this one. This might be difficult for you. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Now, I know maybe some of the Tim might not know, but Tim, you would actually be familiar with this person because this person goes into Lillian's lives as well. So who is this? No, it's not Lillian. Didn't have cameras on Lillian's day. The person who actually it is in the comments, John. So she'll beat the baker, you got me tell you. She'll beat the baker. Tom says, good guess. Anyway, any ideas? It is a wee bit difficult because I think only a couple of people. Sam, you have seen this person Phyllis has seen this person. Michelle McGrogan might have. No, it's not Michelle. Okay. Correct, John. This is, and if one day I should become a singer with a Spanish bum who sings for women of great virtue. Is our Jerry. Is that John? Tim says. There's going to be fights in here for the end of the night. So is our Jackie. At least everybody's been good sport to send them in. Right. Let's see who's going to be in the list next now. Sam says it looks like Jackie. Jackie's laughing. Jackie went very quiet there. Did you just notice? Right, here we go. Who is this? Who is this? On the great ship, lollipop, do 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 do. Who is this? So who is this? Everybody's just went quiet. Everybody's just went quiet. Temperley shall bit the biggie. Temperley says, oh my God, it's the haunted doll. Tim shall bit the biggie because she's in. John says, is that no Polaroid? I don't know, John. You need to ask her. Jackie has said Michelle. Now, before I reveal, Sam Davison has said Michelle McGrogan. Stemmon's the haunted doll. Stemmon's as well, you're out of the way. Well, anybody else will have a... Does anybody want else in for a punt? As the website says. Anybody any idea? Yes, yes, we're right. This is our Michelle McGrogan. This is our Michelle. Okay. John says AJ, lovely. I'm sure AJ would love that. Right. And this is, I've actually got another one here of our Michelle for some reason here. What do we say? Remove from the studio, and we'll bring this one up. I got our Michelle there. I look at our Michelle there. Look at me, Michelle. Tim says, love you, Michelle. There's our Michelle in her red dungarees, dear. Michelle's very Elizabethan, dear. Oh, by the way, Michelle, Tim says she's watching you. Michelle, you're wearing dungarees. That's a bit Elizabethan. Nobody gave a shit in him. Then she just got through and nanny clothes you were given. Right, okay. Right. Now, Tim says Michelle butter wouldn't melt. Right. Who? Sam says, who is this? And actually more to download, so we'll do it in a wee minute because there's a couple more people I want to bring in. Who's this? Who is this? Michelle says farmer's daughter, you had to wear. Well, use your guess, and I'm going to download some more here while you're all having a guess there, so hold on. John McMaster says reggae. Jackie says AJ. Michelle says John. Anybody else want a punt? Said punt. It is. It's our John. John, what age were you there? If you don't mind me asking, what age were you there? It's supposed to take you about 16 years to answer with a delay. Sam says AJ. No, it's not AJ. Tim says it's not funny. No, it's not funny. What age were you there, John? His buddy today is desperate, so it is, honest to God. He was 9 or 10, he thinks, and Jackie says, "Ah, it's not a beautiful photo." So that was our John. Okay. Right. Now, this one might stump you. This one might stump you. Now, this is a family photo. But I want you to try to work out, can you pick out? Tim says, is that AJ? He would have had a ginger wig on. Right. So I'm going to show you a family photo here with permission, of course. And I want you to look at the baby and the older brother. Okay? Who is this? Who is this? Now, what I want you to do, first of all, I want you to look at the baby. I want you to look. This is really going to confuse. John, you might not know this because you haven't really. Oh, no, have you seen? You have. No, you have. Who is this? And I must admit, it's a beautiful photograph. It's a really, really nice photograph. Jackie says, is it you and your brother, Stuart? Tim says, is the baby Stuart? He has never changed. I'm saying that. Sam says, you, Stuart. Michelle says, you and Billy. No, it's not. The older brother, now he's not a member of the group at the moment. He used to be a member of the group, but he just hasn't got back in yet, is John Ludlow. And the baby is Lee, my partner. And that's their mum, God rest her soul. So that's Lee as a baby, and that's John, his brother. Isn't that funny the way you said, is that me? I'm saving the best to last. It's not me. So it's our Lee as a baby. That's your Lee. That's my partner, Tim. You've actually never seen Lee. That's the real Willie. That's my partner, Lee. Yes, that's my partner. Tracy says, I don't know what age Lee was there. He wasn't very old. So he wasn't. I don't know what age he was. Lee, what age were you in that photograph? The one we used the Baba? A few months. He was a few months old. So there you go. They're all going, so there you go. Right, hold on. Right, I have a few more I want to show you, but I'm going to have to download them. I'll not keep you much longer. Bang off, look at the photographs. Here we go. Right, here we go. You ready for it? Here we go. See if I say here we go one more time. Who's this? Michelle McBroken. I'll be straight. Desperate. Tracy says Sam. No, it's not. That's some head of hair. The Chuckle Brothers, Michael says. You see, and those with the tie. Look at the tie in the wheel. It's the tie. AJ, no, Jackie, it's not. That's you and Billy, hasn't changed. Michelle, I knew you'd get it. Yes, that's me and Billy. I'm the one in the grey t-shirt, and my brother, who's 4 years older, that's him there. Look at my tie. Look at the size of my tie. This is actually, which is actually quite in line with tonight. This is actually one of our school photographs from Brownlee Primary School. Tim says, Oh my God, that's you. Sure, it has to be. Look at the bull haircuts. Look at the bull haircuts. Jesus Christ. He says, oh my God, right, hang on. I'm finished yet. Hang on. Now, my God, Stuart, you had her. I did. Tim, and I'll tell you why I don't have her, because I died. I bleached the head of myself one time with peroxide and burnt my head and everything. I probably would have still had a head of hair, only I was very silly when I was younger. Now, speaking of me, here's me topless. Topless in Torella. I don't know what Torella is over in the mainland, Torella Beach. That's me topless in Torella. Dear. Oh dear. Now, hang on. Just watch that for a wee minute now, because I'm going to download another one here. Hang on. That's me topless in Torella. There's a younger one there. It's going to be difficult looking at that one, but I'll put it up anyway. And these are all just me and me basically, and whatever. Hang on a minute. There's one more of a member I want to show in a wee minute, so just let me get some more up here. I'll tell you that one that's more clear. Oh, where's that other one? There's another one there of another member. What did I do with that? Hang on. Image. Okay, Sam's laughing. Right, I'll show you a couple more of me in a minute. Let's go back to the members. Who is this very dashing young man? Who is this? It didn't mean anything by that shirt. Tim, you haven't offended me at all, dear. Not at all. Who is this dashing young man in a suit there? Is that a tuxedo? I don't know what it is. It's a suit. Who is this dashing young devil? Sure, you're enjoying this. So who's this dashing young gentleman? He's around 25 here. Temperate says that Daniel Craig. I wish he had his money, he's saying. Anybody any ideas? Can't see it. I know it's hard to you on your phone, Sam. Well, it's our John McMaster when he was 25. I think he was around 25. That was our John there in a suit. Jackie thinks it's Tim. No, Jackie, it'll not be Tim because nobody knows what he looks like. Nobody knows anything about our Tim. Our Tim's a Scar Pimpernel dear. He's like Willie. You'll never see him. Right. Now, who is this? There's only a few more left. Who is this? Who is this handsome gentleman there? Who is this? Jackie, I'm the group's mystery shopper. I know you are. I don't know what the hell you know who you are, where you are, what you are, dear. Tracy says Sam. Straight in there, our Tracy. Oh, our Tracy's on the ball, dear. John Master says that's our Sam. Jackie McFarlane says that's our Sam. Just Sam, you're well known. Michael says, who's John Candy? Michael says that's John Candy. I have to look up John Candy and see who that is. Who's John Candy? Okay, we got a couple left. Right. Who's this? Oh, actually, I forgot about this one. You might be able to see this one because it's a small one. Still gorgeous, Sam. That's it there. Who's that? Who is this handsome child in his uniform? That says that's our Sam. Who is this handsome fella in his uniform? God bless his wee cotton socks. Tracy says, AJ, do you know something? It wouldn't be, I'm not saying nothing. It's not hard to pick out. You can see it in the eyes, can't you? Michelle's straight in there, AJ. Uh-huh. His uniform. He's actually not in tonight, but he was good enough sport to send the photograph. Tim says that can't be Sam. He's not in the toilet. Jackie McFarlane says, AJ, you're all right. Right. What do we say? A couple of silly ones to say. I have a very young one of me here, which I don't show very often. And I only keep it up for a couple of minutes because it upsets me sometimes. You're the only one, fellas, who's seen that. Well, everybody's seen it now. So I'm going to bring this up. Some of you have seen this before. Some of the new members haven't. But I only keep it up for a couple of minutes, okay? Because it does still get to me sometimes. So here we go. There you go. Now, if you just look in the corner of the photograph, there's another little child in the background there, but he wasn't included in the photograph there. Look at those curls. Look at those curls on that bop. Tim, I was skinny. Tim, I was skinny. I was big. Sure we all were there. So look at those curls. Look at them head of curls there in that wee black and white photograph. That's me and my mummy. That's me and my mummy. I think I was about 2-year-old there. So, yeah, he is. Michelle says Johnny's like, wait, I'm going to take it off because I'm going to get myself upset. Okay, so what it was. Right, okay, what it was say. Hold on now. There. Right, I'm going to finish up. I've got 2 more to show you, okay? It's just one more of me, and then I'm going to download another one, and this is the last. There's a wee camp one of me. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's not very clear. Thank you, John. Thank you so much. Look at that one. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's not very clear now. Look at the state of that. You and your mum, fellas, says. That was indeed, fellas. My mum's not passed away, by the way, folks. My mum's still alive. My mum's still down at home in Belfast, but she might as well be. She doesn't even know who I am anymore, you know, so... Michael's sister, Maver. Do you like the leather jacket? Do you like the leather jacket? Oh, dear. And the pose. Right, we usually look at that. There's just one more I want to get here, and then that's us finished, what it was say. By the way, folks, thank you so much for sending these in tonight. It does make it really, really nice that everybody's getting involved and joining in. There was another one that I was going to show you. Where is it? I don't have it here. I do. I've actually got two wee quickies. Hold on. Just one more. 2 seconds. I want to show you a more recent one with another member that you have never maybe seen before. Okay, right. So, I'm going to remove that. Right, here's another. Right, there's 2 more to show you. Who's this? I'm going to show it in bigger mode so you can see it better. Who's this? Who's a wee baby? Who's a wee boy crawling over the grass? What age was I there? Fellas, what, in that photograph? Fellas, you would have knew me then? That's why you're asking me that. In that last photograph, you would have knew me then? John Candy again. Who's a wee boy growing over the grass? Who's that? Anybody any ideas? Yeah? Right, Michelle says Lee. I'm not answering until you all have a go. Those new comments. Hang on, I haven't got all the comments up here there. Just there's loads. Stuart Junior wee Shirley Temple her Belter Michael says, the raver Tim says that's been a very special tonight. You should have more remember night Stuart. Yeah, well, I will do that, Tim. Well, Sam says Lee as well, and John McMaster is saying Lee. Well, actually, it's not. It's our AJ again. It's our AJ again when he was younger. Dirty Dot. Dirty Dot crawling across the grass. So that's AJ when he was a lot younger. I don't know if Killian would know what. Killian, are you there, love? Would you know what age he would be then? Would you have you any idea if you're still there, love? If you're still there, love. Any idea? That's our AJ. I call up. Ah. Yeah, I thought maybe our Killian would know. I think he's about, I would say he's only about 2 or 3 there. I would say so. So that's our AJ Walker music. Yeah, I'm here. Killian, what age do you think AJ is in that photograph, love? About 2 or 3, do you think? Has he ever told you? Cute baby was Sam there. AJ playing with the toy. Right. What I wanted to do, this is actually a photograph that was taken. It's me and another member who pops in then again on TikTok, and she also pops in on here. About 2 or 3 was. Now, this girl comes in into the Facebook as Wendy McKay, and on TikTok, now don't you start if I say this. On TikTok, she comes in as Apple. And when I have known Wendy a good long time too, and I just want to show you who Wendy is. That's our Wendy. That was many, many moons ago. I don't know where the hell that was. Well, that was me and Wendy, and we were out somewhere some night. So that's our Wendy. She's Apple on TikTok, and she's Wendy McKay on Facebook. And Wendy's actually going to be a granny, a grandmother in November, her first grandchild. AJ still does that pose on OnlyFans. Tim says that's desperate. So that's our Wendy McKay, aka Apple on TikTok. Well, folks, hope you enjoyed that. As Tim said, it was nice to go down memory lane, talking about school, talking about the things that we used to do, bringing photographs up of the members and stuff. I think I'm just going to double check if there's any that I've missed here. Just a wee quick flick. Let's see. There's a couple more of the same members and stuff, but I don't really want to. Oh, Jesus, look at that one. Christ. Here's the last one. Just spotted another one here. This is very fuzzy. Great. Now, it was interesting, Jackie, wasn't it? Here's one for you before we go. Is that Apple? Yes, Tim, that was Apple. That's our Wendy. That's Apple. Yes, that's me. That's me in my wee red car. Unfortunately, folks, I don't have any photographs. The only photographs I have now are online because, unfortunately, my mum and dad's house was cleared out after mum's accident. And we didn't get a chance to get the photograph box, so I only go by what the family give me. Stuart, I didn't think that was you. Lucky I didn't say anything bad. Jackie says, oh, bless. And Phil says it was a great night. No, we don't have any photographs because when mum and dad's house was cleared out, the photograph box got taken away before I could get my mum and daddy's photograph album and everything went. I didn't even get a chance to get them. But sure, what do you do? Anyway, well, look, folks, thanks very much for coming in tonight. I hope you really, really enjoyed that. I know I did. It was good to talk about school. It was good to show photographs. And I just want to say thank you so much for the members for sending the photographs in, because I was actually starting to worry there for a couple of weeks because members had stopped coming in and that things were getting a wee bit quiet there for a while. But I'm hoping now with the winter coming in, it is going to start picking up again. I know we're not as a big group as we used to be. We used to have over 400 members. Now we're only just over 100 on Facebook, but hopefully there will be more people coming in. But there's nothing I could do about it. It wasn't my fault. Okay, folks, well, look, it's nice to see you all tonight. YouTube crowd, thanks very much for coming in. Chatterhouse on Facebook, thank you very much for coming in. And I will see you all next Tuesday night, which will be another night. And then the following Friday, which is the 24th, will be the raffle draw. That's Friday the 24th. John says, it was really good night. Thanks for all the hard work you put in. Sure, brilliant night. Good night, everyone. Sleep peacefully. Sweet dreams, everyone. Don't let the big bed bugs bite. Temperlite says, good night, everyone. Killian says, good night, everyone. And good night from me as well. Jackie says, good night, too. So, look, you all look after yourselves, and I'll see you all soon. Nighty, nighty, night.